Bears. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat.
Live from Central Springs High School in Manly, Iowa, it's almost time for high school baseball action here on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. I'm Tyler Lance with you here this evening for a matchup between the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears and the Central Springs Panthers. A conference crossover matchup, if you will. The Golden Bears coming from the top of Iowa West and the Panthers a member of the top of Iowa East. Now, the Golden Bears come into this game on a very nice stretch of baseball as they've won 4 out of their last 5 games. Central Springs actually just snapped a 5-game losing streak yesterday as they beat St. Ansgar 11-0, so they're hoping the arrow is pointing upwards as well. Golden Bears carry a record of 8-8, Central Springs 5-7 tonight coming into this matchup. We'll take a look at the lineups in just a moment, but first, big thank you to the sponsors making the video streaming here on the Algona Radio YouTube page possible, and they include Chemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Also, Hang Endeavors, proud supporter of Bishop Garrigan Athletics and all athletes throughout the area. Glad to have them on here for baseball and softball season. Algona Municipal Utilities, where they're community-owned for community benefit. Another great sponsor of video streaming here on the Algona Radio YouTube page. And, of course, Algona State Farm Insurance agent Billy Offerman. Those are your sports streaming sponsors here for this video stream. Of course, we'll also say thank you to Greg Penning & Company, certified public accountants. You'll see them on the scoreboard graphic if you're watching online once we have that up here and the game gets going. So big thank you to the sponsors. And, of course, we're getting ready and getting excited for tonight's matchup, Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. We'll take a quick look here at the starting 9 for both teams as we start off with the visiting Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan will lead things off with their second baseman, Justin Bauer. Cal Berkey will bat second and play center field tonight. Drew Fogarty is on the mound. He's in the number 3 spot in the lineup. Garrett Hing is behind the dish, batting cleanup. Drew Lappy plays first base, batting 5th. Jacob Lear is at the hot corner tonight. He's batting 6th. Ben Traynor in left field bats 7th. Colin Casey is over in right, batting 8th. And Hollis Bodie rounds out the starting 9 as he plays shortstop for tonight's game. As we move over to Central Springs' starting lineup, they have Cole Christensen leading it off and playing left field. Chase Birding's at the hot corner, batting 2nd. Brock Mathers behind the plate, and he bats 3rd. Drew Kelly batting 4th, playing shortstop. Max Fingelson plays right field, and he is batting 5th. Carter Crum playing second base, batting 6th. Zach Molstad in center field, bats 7th. Austin Shimmick, the designated hitter, is batting 8th. And Carson Grady is playing first base tonight in the number 9 spot in the batting order. Pitching tonight for Central Springs, it'll be Owen Dannon, as Dannon is not in the batting order here tonight, but he will be on the mound for the Central Springs Panthers in tonight's game. That's a look at the 2 starting lineups. Again, we might be a couple minutes past 7:30 getting this one started as Bishop Garrigan just finishing up their infield right now. JV game wrapped up a little while ago, just before we got to the 7 o'clock hour, and both teams finishing up, taking their infield, and getting ready for tonight's game on what has been a very warm night in Iowa. We've had temperatures in the mid-90s here throughout the day. We do have a little bit of a breeze tonight as it will blow out to left field. And any good right-handed pool hitters maybe want to take a good hack or 2 tonight, as there could be a possibility for a home run to left tonight, as a ball to left field should get a decent boost here from the breeze. No rain in the forecast, at least not right now, not until much later at night, so this game should be good to go. We'll have a couple of clouds in the sky, very humid conditions for tonight's game. This will be one of those nights, if you're a former player, in between innings, you'll head straight to the water cooler and try to get hydrated in between. Those baseball uniforms can get very hot on a night like tonight, but this is summer in Iowa, and this is baseball weather as we prepare for tonight's game. With that, we'll step aside here for a quick timeout, hear from some of our sponsors, and we will continue to get you ready for the first pitch coming up next on the Algona Radio YouTube stream and on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Algona Frame and Auto Body Collision Specialist, a total commitment to excellence.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Hy-Vee, use the fuel saver, fill your cart, fuel your car.
Algona Livestock Auction, Highway 169 North, sale every Monday.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farmers State Bank, proud to be part of our community for 125 years, with offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
With over a decade of experience, Jake Ingalls Electric is here to handle any electrical job you could possibly have. From anything agricultural related to complex commercial wiring to something simple like installing a new outlet in your home, Jake Ingalls Electric does it all. Have your wiring done right and call Jake at 515-320-4286. Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Getting closer to first pitch here on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Tyler Lance with you here tonight for a matchup between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. Baseball action here tonight. We're glad to have some Golden Bear baseball on the radio. Obviously, we had a couple scheduling conflicts pop up last week, we'll say, as we had the Crosstown softball game on Thursday night. That got rescheduled to that night. So it's been a little bit since we've seen the Golden Bears play, but we are super happy to have them on the air here tonight. And it is a great time for the Golden Bears. Again, like we mentioned, they've won 4 of their last 5 games, and that includes a 19-6 shellacking of West Bend Mallard on Thursday night. That was the most recent game for Bishop Garrigan, so they have gone a few days here without playing in a game, and we'll see how sharp they are tonight. But the Golden Bears had that game on Friday against West Hancock rescheduled due to a rainout. Then had the off night yesterday. Of course, would have been scheduled to play Belmont Clemmy, but the Broncos are not fielding a baseball program this year, so that has turned into a little mini break here in the middle of the season, and probably a break maybe the Golden Bears didn't want to see. They were ripping the cover off the ball last week, as it wasn't just that win over West Bend Mallard. They had a couple other games where they hung 10-plus runs on the scoreboard, so Golden Bears swinging the bat extremely well, and that has really driven this recent surge as Bishop Garrigan has boosted their record to 8-8. They will face some tough Central Springs pitching tonight, though, and it's not just the starting pitcher Owen Dannon. Central Springs as a team has a .285 earned run average this season, so they have been a very stingy pitching team, and the Golden Bears are really going to have to scrap here tonight to try to get a few runs on the scoreboard. And also, the key is going to be Drew Fogarty keeping Bishop Garrigan in there early, matching zeros if Central Springs is putting up zeros on the scoreboard, so certainly should be an interesting pitching matchup in tonight's game. And again, definitely we'll wait and see if the Golden Bear bats are still as hot as they were last week. Now, Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs, even though they're not in the top of Iowa West together, Central Springs, like you mentioned, in the top of Iowa East, they do match up just about once per year, as they've matched up once per year dating back to 2012, with the exception of the 2014 season. Bishop Garrigan won last year's matchup by a score of 7-0. Drew Fogarty was also the starting pitcher in that game, as he picked up the win over Central Springs last year, so we'll have more on that as the game goes on. But Bishop Garrigan does have the slight edge in this matchup. They are 5-3 against the Central Springs Panthers going back to that 2012 season. So should be a close matchup here tonight. Should be an exciting one. Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears and Central Springs Panthers. It's the top of Iowa West against the top of Iowa East here tonight. They are just wrapping up the player introductions. You can probably hear it going on in the background as Central Springs is being introduced to their home crowd here tonight in Manly, Iowa. So we'll take a quick timeout. They'll have the national anthem in just a moment. And once they wrap that up, we will get ready for the first pitch of tonight's ball game on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
With today's technology, there's no reason to wait by the mailbox for bank statements. Just sign up for internet banking and e-statements. This is Sherry at Security State Bank. E-statements reduce the risks of mail fraud and identity theft. Internet banking allows you to check your balances, see checks and deposits that have cleared, transfer funds between accounts, make payments, and say goodbye to paper filing and shredding. Internet banking and e-statements from Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
And we get ready for high school baseball here on Hometown Radio. Fogarty back into it. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that one will lean Birding back here. 2-0 the count from Drew Fogarty. Well, in that 11-0 win that Central Springs had yesterday over St. Ansgar, Chase Birding was the lead player on both the mound and at bat, but he'll pop this one up to the middle of the infield. Bodie, the shortstop, getting underneath it, and he'll catch that one off to the side of one hand for out number 2 of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down. Christensen and Birding gone here in the bottom half of the first, and it'll be Brock Mavers, the catcher, as he's batting .258. Another right-handed batter for Central Springs, as Fogarty already has the ball and's back on top of the mound, ready to work here. He's gotten into a quick rhythm early on in this game, as he'll go off-speed pitch, and Mavers able to lay off it. 1-0 count on the right-hander. Mavers had a 2-hit game last night. 2 for 4, 2 runs driven in for Central Springs as Fogarty motions and fires. Line shot into left center field, and that is down for a base hit. Berkey racing over to cut it off, as Mavers will be held at first base with a 2-out single. But nice piece of hitting there, just able to turn on that one and hit a line shot into left center. So 1-out base runner or make that 2-out base runner for Central Springs, and that'll bring things to the cleanup hitter, Drew Kelly. We'll see a courtesy runner head over the first base.
Drew Kelly.
That'll be Braden Crum. Crum, an 8th grader, will take first base here of 2 outs. No score between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs, as the umpire will make a quick note here in his scorecard. And we'll see another senior bat here of Drew Kelly. .312 hitter. Kelly's driven in 6 runs so far this season. As Fogarty delivers, and there's a line drive towards short. Bodie knocks it down on the backhand. He'll pick it up, but there will be no play anywhere, as Central Springs has back-to-back base hits here of 2 outs. Well, that was a sinking line drive. Bodie had to take 1 step towards third base time. The third base line, that is, and try to field it on the backhand, and was just able to knock it down. But at that point, Crum was already pretty much 90% of the way to second base, and Kelly was going to be safe at first. As there's another first pitch swing that is rolled toward short. Bodie has it. He'll go to short way to third base, and that is out number 3 of the inning. Max Fingelson retired on the first pitch, and Central Springs is done in the bottom half of the first inning. No score as we go to the second on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
For Sports Club members, bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Rental Zone, Highway 18 East in Algona. The tool and equipment rental specialist. Phone 395-RENT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio at 1400 East Commercial in Algona or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving yummy donuts, rolls, and great coffee. Located at 502 South Phillip Street.
Signworks for all your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Farm and Home Services. Check their many listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Pizza Ranch. Eat in or delivery. Catering also available.
TAFE Wellness Center. Dr. Shane TAFE. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Located at 105 South Phillip Street in Algona.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
We go to the second inning on Hometown Radio KLGA and to the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs, no score in this top of Iowa East versus top of Iowa West matchup, as Bishop Garrigan will now have hitters number 4, 5, and 6. Garrett Hying to bat here for the Golden Bears, as the junior's hitting .319. He's homered once, he's driven in 14. Both of those homers and RBIs leading the team as he rolls the first pitch towards second base, charged by Crum, flips it onto first base, and Hying is retired. One pitch, one out here in the top of the second for Bishop Garrigan. So now it'll be the first baseman, Drew Lappy,
Now batting number 5.
the Golden Bears sophomore, hitting .231 so far this season. As Lappy's another right-handed batter for Bishop Garrigan. Dannon into his motion. Left-hander delivers. And that is up and away to Lappy for ball one. Well, looking at Central Springs' earned run average, 285 as a team, you'd think that would be at or near the top of the conference, but that's actually just 4th of 9 teams in the top of Iowa East if you look at the ERA rankings. As the next pitch backs Lappy off the plate a little bit, in at the ankles, and the count goes to 2-0. There's definitely some very good pitching going on in the top of Iowa East, and that's led by Newman Catholic, but Central Springs having a good season there as well. Swing and a miss by Lappy. Count goes to 2-0. Lappy followed by Jacob Lear in the Bishop Garrigan batting order. As Dannon motions and fires. And that one is outside as it heads to the backstop. Count goes to 3-0. There's a pretty generous amount of space behind the backstop here at Central Springs High School, and that could definitely become a factor when runners get on base. A passed ball will certainly be no doubt with the runners advancing. Lappy swings and misses at the 3-1 pitch, and the count goes full here at 3-2. So Dannon trying to battle back from 3-0. Really foul territory as a whole here at the field. I'd say a little bit more than average, so that's a little bit against the hitters as the next pitch is over the inside corner for a called strike 3. Lappy is frozen, and that is the second strikeout of the night for Dannon, who battles back from a 3-0 count against Lappy. So 5 up, 5 down so far for the Golden Bears, and it'll be Jacob Lear hitting. Lear batting .244 so far for the season. Right-handed hitting senior steps into the batter's box. Dannon motions and fires. And Lear kind of a half swing that time, got fooled and caught in between as that is strike one. Well, Lear barely had his feet on the dirt in the batter's box, and Dannon was ready to fire. Much like Fogarty, Dannon getting into a good early rhythm here for Central Springs. Lear takes the next offering outside as that'll even things up here at 1-1. Well, the Bishop Garrigan senior Jacob Lear trying to snap an over 15 stretch at the plate. As we'll see a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went after that fastball at the knees, but came up empty as he's down in the count 1-2. Trainers on deck for the Golden Bears. Dannon trying to work his second straight 1-2-3 inning as lefty fires. There is a high fly ball, medium deep left field. Christensen backpedals 3 steps, and he puts it away for out number 3 of the inning. So the Golden Bears do go 1-2-3 once again, as we'll head to the bottom half of inning number 2 right here on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
North Iowa Appliance, Highway 18 East Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country on Highway 18 West, Algona.
Greg Penning and Company, LLC, your tax service professionals in Algona and Bancroft, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Quality Apartments for rent. Beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric. Call Neil at 320-0305.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Feed Mill Coffee Company in downtown Algona, where community connects.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
Bottom of the second inning, as we have no score right now between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. It'll be Central Springs' turn to bat with hitters number 6, 7, and 8. It is Carter Crum, Zach Molstead, and Austin Shimmick this inning for Central Springs. Crum, right-handed hitting second baseman, gets after the first offering from Fogarty, rolls to the third. Lear cuts across, throws to first, and a nice backhanded pick by Drew Lappy. Boy, Lear made that throw a little off balance. It bounced in, but Lappy with a huge stretch at first base and makes the pick. So one pitch, one out as Crum is retired on the grounder to third. And that's one that requires some chemistry between third base and shortstop. Lear kind of cut across that position, and it makes sense. It's a little better angle for the third baseman than the shortstop, and your momentum carrying you a little bit more towards first base. So well executed there from the Golden Bears. And Fogarty delivers strike one to Zach Molstead. Molstead, the center fielder, is a left-handed batter who's hitting .296 so far. And he'll swing and dribble that one back to the screen. Foul ball, and Fogarty's quickly ahead here, 0-2. Well, you'd like to see Fogarty get into a good rhythm for Bishop Garrigan and work ahead in the counts, which is what he's done so far tonight. Like we said, had a great outing last year against Central Springs. As there's a swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as 3 pitches. Molstead is retired, and Fogarty goes 2 up, 2 down here to start the bottom of the second inning.
Now batting number 24.
Well, Shimmick will bat. It's Shimmick, maybe Carson Grady if Shimmick can get on base here, as the sophomore's 2 for 15 at the dish, and he'll take strike one from Fogarty. Fogarty last year went 5 innings against Central Springs, gave up 3 hits, no runs, also no walks as he struck out 3 batters, and he gets Shimmick reaching way outside to try to get that fastball, and quickly ahead 0-2 in the count is Fogarty. He's ready again. The right-hander fires. Tried the breaking ball outside. Shimmick tempted but did not pull the trigger. That's a good 2-strike pitch and also a good 2-strike take as the count goes to 1-2. Fogarty with the 1-2 pitch. And there's a swing, and that is foul at the plate. Shimmick just able to tip that one as it rolls behind Hine. Count will stay at 1-2. Well, Fogarty, really not just Fogarty, but also Dannon, keeping the pace of play up so far tonight. Rob Manfred in Major League Baseball would love to see it as the 1-2 pitch. That is upstairs about eye level, and the count evens up at 2-2 to Shimmick. Well, Shimmick trying to battle back here from 0-2. Fouled one off, taking a couple good 2-strike pitches. 2-2 on the way. Flied in the air towards center field. Berkey's coming in a few steps, jogs underneath it, and he'll put it away for out number 3. So an uneventful second inning for Drew Fogarty and the Golden Bears as they set Central Springs down 1-2-3. And we will head to the third. No score on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7.
Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Time for the top of the third inning as Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs currently have no score as we play from Central Springs High School here on Hometown Radio KLGA Algona. Bishop Garrigan this inning will have hitters number 7, 8, and 9 as it has been a nice night so far for the lefty Owen Dannon. He has gone 6 up, 6 down against the Golden Bear lineup, and it was a Golden Bear lineup that was absolutely raking last week. So a very positive start for the Central Springs left-hander. Trainer swings and misses at the first offering for strike one. Well, Trainer so far this season, no hits in 6 at-bats. Sophomore left fielder steps back into the box. Dannon works quickly and delivers the 0-1. And that is going to be a little bit outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Well, how good was Bishop Garrigan's week last week, you ask? Well, the Golden Bears played 4 games, and they batted .418 as a team. They had 10-plus hits in 3 of the 4 games. That is fly to shallow center field, closing hard Molstad. He dives, and he made the catch. Oh, a great grab out there in center field by Zach Molstad. Had that one read perfectly. No false steps in the outfield. Left his feet there at the last moment and was able to retire Trainer for out number 1. So Golden Bears have been 7 up, 7 down, and that was the closest so far they've come to a hit in this game against Dannon. It'll be Colin Casey's turn. The senior with 1 hit so far in 17 at-bats as he cuts and misses the fastball. A little tardy on that one for strike 1. Well, like we said last week, Bishop Garrigan, .418 average as a team. Had that 19-6 win against West Bend Mallard to punctuate the week on Thursday as Casey takes strike 1, or strike 2 that is, and the count goes to 0-2. But again, we said this in the pregame, you just hated to see the Golden Bears have a day off Friday, day off Saturday, day off Sunday, day off Monday when they were hitting so well as Casey swings and misses, and that is strikeout number 3 for Dannon as he goes 3 straight pitches. And it'll now be up to Hollis Bodie here to try to prevent a 1-2-3 third inning for the Golden Bears. Bodie's hitting .308. No homers, 7 runs driven in for the Bishop Garrigan senior. Dannon motions and fires. First pitch swinging as Bodie hacks that one back over the screen for a foul. Strike 1. Well, Bodie last week definitely contributed to that .418 batting average. He had 6 hits in 12 at-bats over those 4 games for the Golden Bears. And he'll foul that one over the first base dugout. And the count goes to 0-2. Bishop Garrigan last week. It was an eventful week, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. I feel like I'm going to start a point and the inning will end with how quickly these pitchers are working. 0-2 count, cold strike 3. 6 straight pitches in the strike zone and back-to-back strikeouts from Owen Dannon, who is cruising through 3 innings. No score between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs as we head to the bottom of the third on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
More Sports Club members bringing you this broadcast.
Jensen Chiropractic, care for the whole family.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Erpelding Excavating, let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Farm Bureau Financial Services, coverage and protection for what matters most. Visit with local agents David Weiss, Jason Brace, Daniel Folk, and Michael Toll.
Sudol Tax and Accounting, full-service tax and accounting services from the professionals at Sudol Tax and Accounting. Call 395-1040. They see beyond the numbers.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets from their location at Highway 18 East. They now have an indoor unit to serve equine, cattle, sheep, and goats. Also on-site boarding for cats and dogs.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, helping families celebrate a life lived.
All members of the Sports Club bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
No score between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And Central Springs getting set to bat against Drew Fogarty, who worked a 1-2-3 second inning. It's 9-1 and 2. Carson Grady, Cole Christensen, and Chase Birding this inning for the Panthers. And there is a swing and a miss as Grady went fishing at an offering down low for strike 1. Grady, another right-handed hitter for Central Springs. Fogarty kicks and fires. And that one's going to be a little bit up and away to Grady as the count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Grady so far this season batting .226 as the sophomore swings and pops that one foul first base side as that one will head over the fencing and out of play. 1-2 here as Fogarty continues to work ahead. Central Springs 2 base hits, both of those coming in the first inning. But those runners were stranded as Fogarty has struck out 2 batters. And now he has 3 as he got Grady chasing on that low breaking ball. So out number 1 of the inning, Fogarty now has 3 Ks on the night. And it's back to the top of the order of Cole Christensen. Central Springs 2 for 9 in that first trip through the batting order against Fogarty. We'll see how they do here in trip number 2. As Christensen struck out looking his first time up. And he'll take another pitch over the zone for a called strike, 0-1. Well, we talked about the big offensive week that Bishop Garrigan had last week. It was kind of the opposite for Central Springs as there's a roller to third, picked up by Lear on the grass, throws to first, Lappy stretches, and that is out number 2 of the inning. Lear playing fairly shallow that time, came in onto the grass and was able to retire Christensen as it'll be Chase Birding hitting. Popped out to short his first time up. But prior to beating St. Ansgar last night, Central Springs was stuck in a stretch at the plate where they were 8 of 73. That is a 110 batting average, and that is not going to win too many games as there's a ground ball towards shortstop. Bodie bobbles with it, but he collects himself. High throw. Lappy leaps, comes down on the bag, and it's just in time. Oh, Birdie didn't like that one. He thought he had it beat out, but Bodie bobbled with the ball at shortstop. Plucked it out of the glove. It was kind of tucked in between the glove and the arm and threw to first base just in time to get Birding. So Fogarty has retired 7 batters in a row, and we stay scoreless as we move to the 4th inning on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
As we go to the 4th inning on Hometown Radio, KLGA, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream, Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs currently scoreless, and a big part of that reason is Owen Dannon. He has been perfect through 3 innings, and he has poured water on the fire that was the Bishop Garrigan offense coming into tonight's game. Bishop Garrigan with an 0 for 9 trip for the first time through the batting order, and now it'll be trip number 2 of Justin Bauer batting to start off this 4th inning. This game absolutely flying by so far, as Bauer pops that pitch foul as it comes over the third base fencing and out of play for strike 1. Well, we've played 3 innings in about half an hour. That is about as quick of a pace as you'll see in any game of baseball. And these 2 pitchers, they are firing, they are finding the strike zone, and they are just quickly getting back onto the rubber pitch after pitch. And why not? When you have the rhythm, you keep going with it. 1-1 count as Bauer takes the pitch upstairs for a ball. Left-handed batter for the Golden Bears. The motion and the pitch from Dannon. And that is in there for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Well, left on left is always a tough matchup, especially as you're probably not seeing a ton of left-handed pitchers here in the top of Iowa West or top of Iowa East. As Bauer swings and misses for strike 3. That pitch about letter high, and Dannon now with 4 Ks, make that 5 Ks actually so far tonight. He has struck out 3 consecutive Golden Bears. Cal Berkey will hit. He popped out to first base his first time up. Berkey currently tied for second in the top of Iowa West with 10 walks. 0 for 1 tonight. Lines that pitch towards left field, and that one is down for a base hit. So Bishop Garrigan is off the schneid here at least briefly, as Berkey, with a solid line drive, will give the Golden Bears a 1-out base runner and turn things over to Drew Fogarty. Fogarty's had back-to-back 2 for 3 performances at the plate. 0 for 1 so far tonight. as he lined out to left field his first time up on a pretty solidly hit ball. So Berkey will be at first base. He'll try to judge the pickoff move from the lefty Dannon. Berkey with a good secondary lead as the pitch is upstairs for ball one. Well, the first runner to get on first base against a left-handed pitcher is always an adventure. You're the one who has to try to draw the pickoff over the first base and give your teammates a look at the lefty pickoff. Berkey takes a running secondary lead as the pitch is in there for a strike, evening it up at 1-1 to Fogarty. Bishop Garrigan has a team. They're 45 of 50 on the season in stolen bases. Berkey 9 of 10. Hard to steal off a lefty. 1-1 count. And there's a swing and a foul back to the screen by Fogarty. And he's behind in the count, 1-2. Well, Dannon, so far using a fairly short leg kick. Not really a true slide step necessarily, but for a pitcher with long arms and legs is pretty quick to the plate. And Berkey's moving on the motion. The pitch is high, throw down to second, head first slide, in time for the out. Berkey can't believe it, but he is cut down at second base on a nice throw that time by the catcher Mathers, and that is out number 2 of the inning. Now 2-2 count on Fogarty. And again, Berkey did not have a bad jump on that one. He didn't try to wait out the motion that time from Dannon. He just went on first movement, but a brilliant throw to second base as Fogarty takes that one upstairs and the count runs full at 3-2. I believe it's the first 3-ball count a Bishop Garrigan hitter has faced so far tonight. Actually make that the second one so far. Not a whole lot of 3-ball counts early in this game. 3-2 to Fogarty. Popped foul first base side as that one will sail over the dugout and out of play, and we'll do it once more with a 3-2 count. Well, 2 outs, nobody on base. No score between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs, as Dannon has faced the minimum. The delivery, high pop, first base side, and that one will go out of play once again as Fogarty continues to fight off some 2-strike offerings. Fogarty number 5 in the top of Iowa West in batting average at .382. You've got to fight off some 2-strike pitches like that to be able to do it. The next pitch, and that is a little up high for ball 4, so that'll be the first walk of the night from Dannon, and Bishop Garrigan will have another runner on base, this time of 2 outs. So Fogarty on first. Garrett Hine will get a chance to bat as he grounded out to second base his first time up. Hine saw 1 pitch in his first at-bat against Dannon. As we'll take a quick look down to third base to Coach Patterson before he steps back into the box. Fogarty with a good lead on first base. Pickoff comes over and Fogarty goes back in with a dive. So Dannon didn't use a super high leg kick on that pickoff move, kind of a medium kick and then the motion to first. The next pitch, pop foul first base side, and that one will twist out of play for a strike. 0-1 to Hying. Well, Dannon, when he picks up that front leg to go into his pitching motion, it's kind of at an angle where it's pointed towards first base anyways, even when he's not doing a pickoff over there, so that could be tough to judge here tonight. Fogarty inching off of first. Dannon will step off the mound as Fogarty goes back. Fogarty got that initial lead, then he took 1 more step, and I think that last step was what drew Dannon's attention and caused him to step off. He kicks and delivers, as there's a big cut in the miss by Hying. That one a little bit below the knees, as the count goes to 0-2 here on the Bishop Garrigan righty. Drew Lappy's in the on-deck circle if Hying can pass the baton along. Runner at first base is Fogarty. 0-2 count as we'll get a fresh supply of baseballs here to the home plate umpire. That's really been the longest stoppage here in tonight's game. The pitchers obviously hadn't needed any mound visits so far. We really haven't seen them stepping off for any reason for the most part, besides that one there before the last pitch of Fogarty on first. Dannon's ready. Fogarty inching off the bag, and he's moving. Hying swings, lines that in between short and third into left field. Fogarty will turn and burn for third base. And a little bobble left by Christensen will allow Fogarty go in there. And moving up to second on the throw to third is Hying. So some good aggressive base running for the Golden Bears. Fogarty first to third on that one. And Garrett Hying has the second base hit of the night for Bishop Garrigan. So 2 outs. And the best scoring opportunity so far for either team is Drew Lappy bats. Struck out looking his first time up. And that's one, if you're Central Springs, you're probably going to want to cut that one off instead of throwing it all the way through to third base. There was really no shot to get Fogarty. And the only thing the throw did was let Hying move up into second base to go to scoring position. Ball 1 to Lappy. Lear on deck. Lappy 0 for 1 so far tonight. The next pitch. That one is flying high in the air towards center field. Molstad drifting in and towards right. Gets underneath it and puts it away for out number 3. Well, the Golden Bears put 2 runners on base with 2 outs, but they do not score. As we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score as Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs battling here on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
It'll be hitters number 3, 4, and 5 for Central Springs in this bottom half of the 4th inning. Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs currently scoreless right now, as it has been a pitcher's duel. Drew Fogarty tossing zeros on the board. Owen Dannon for Central Springs also with zeros as well. Both teams so far just 2 hits apiece tonight, as Fogarty will try to continue a stretch that's seen him retire 7 straight Central Springs batters. But again, middle of the order right now, and he'll face the 2 batters that did get base hits off him back in the 1st inning. Brock Mavers, 1 for 1, will be the first batter of the inning. Then he'll be followed by Drew Kelly, who's also 1 for 1 so far tonight. Again, those came back in the 1st inning. The only 2 base hits of the night so far for Central Springs. But it's a great sign for Bishop Garrigan to see Fogarty pitching like this so far tonight. Some of the pitching numbers for Bishop Garrigan have not been fantastic so far this season. They have a .532 team earned run average, which is 6 of 8 teams in the top of Iowa West. But Fogarty helping lower that earned run average here tonight, as his first pitch of the inning is taken down low by Mavers. Fogarty tried to go off speed that time. Well, Mavers, the catcher, 2 for 4 performance with 2 RBI last night, as he'll take another pitch in the dirt, 2-0 count. Believe it or not, opposing batters this season actually hitting .296 against Bishop Garrigan pitching. That is the bottom mark in the top of Iowa West, as that pitch is in there for a called strike, 2-1. Now, in spite of that, Bishop Garrigan has done a good job stranding quite a few runners on base this season, but their pitchers have seen a lot of traffic as that has rolled foul down the third base line. And Fogarty with back-to-back strikes as the count evens up at 2-2. Just for reference, again, Golden Bears allowing that .296 batting average. The second worst mark in the conference is North Union with a .245 average, so that mark is in a territory of its own as the pitch is spoiled back to the screen. 2-2 is still the count as Mavers just an emergency hack there to keep the count alive. Again, Kelly on deck. No score, Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs as Fogarty fires. Ground ball, third base side. Lear will let that one get to Bodie. Bodie will have to hurry, and the throw to first base pulls Lappy off the bag, and safe at the play is Mavers. So that is just a very, very slow hit ball. Would have been a bang-bang play anyways, but that one was towards the right field side of first base. Lappy, just a smart play to come off the bag. He would have had no chance to stay on that time. So leadoff base runner for Central Springs, and Drew Kelly set to hit. Again, 1 for 1. As Fogarty will work from the stretch. Lear creeping in at third. Hard line drive, and that gets past Lear into left field for a base hit. So what do you know? In the first inning, Mavers and Kelly had back-to-back singles. Now here in the 4th, they have back-to-back singles. But this time it's with nobody out, and Max Fingelson getting a chance to bat. Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. And again, on that last play, Lear was playing very shallow at third base, looking for a possible bunt. If he was a little bit deeper, maybe in a more normal spot, that one possibly could have been caught, but hit right on the nose, and certainly no chance of him playing in. Next play is a bunt, back to the mound. Fogarty bobbles, picks it up, throws to first, and it's in time for the out. Fingelson retired on a close play on the sacrifice as it goes 1-3, but he does his job as Mavers is now at third base. And Kelly is at second. So Central Springs knocking on the door here of just one out. And Carter Crum, who grounded out to third base his first time up hitting. Crum went 2 for 2 yesterday, doubled twice, and had 4 RBI. So a chance for 2 with just one out. Fogarty kicks and delivers. And that'll be downstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count. Well, Fogarty is electing to continue to pitch from the stretch here. Some pitchers will turn back to the windup when you have runners at second and third or the bases loaded. But Fogarty will try to at least keep an eye on the runners. As there's a check swing, but Crum did chase after it, and that will even the count at 1-1. Molstad due up next. Second and third for Central Springs with just one out as we have no score on the bottom of the fourth. Fogarty's 1-1 in the dirt, nicely blocked by Hying as he goes down to one knee, and it's a 2-1 count. Well, Lear is staying relatively close to the bag at third. Doesn't want Mavericks to get too aggressive of a lead, but he kind of creeps in onto the edge of the grass as the pitch is delivered, as Fogarty finds the zone, and the count is 2-2. Lappy over first base, about even of the bag, creeping into the edge of the grass of each pitch. So you'd have to think Bishop Garrigan will try to come home on a grounder to the corners. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is a big second out of the inning for Drew Fogarty as he retires Crum. And that'll be the 4th strikeout of the night by the Bishop Garrigan right-hander. So now it's up to some 2-out hitting from Zach Molstad, who did strike out his first time up to the dish.
For the catcher, number 28, Braden Crum.
And now a courtesy runner will come into the game as Braden
Zach
Crum will
Molstad.
head to third base. Molstad hitting. So Mavericks, the catcher, will get ready for the next half inning. Crum on third base, Kelly on second. No score. The first pitch to Molstad. And a swing and a miss. Molstad kind of double clutched that time as Fogarty slowed that one down. Molstad was gearing up for that first pitch heat, and Fogarty gets ahead in the count 0-1. The next pitch, and there's a swing and a fly ball towards left center field. That is going to be a decent run here, but Berkey gets underneath it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3 of the inning. Nice job by Drew Fogarty as he strands runners at second and third. And that ball in the gap looked to be a fairly long run, but again, Berkey made the play in the gap, so that is out number 3. We will head to the 5th. Still no score between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Algona Frame and Auto Body Collision Specialists, a total commitment to excellence.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Hy-Vee, use the fuel saver, fill your cart, fuel your car.
Algona Livestock Auction, Highway 169 North, sale every Monday.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farmers State Bank, proud to be part of our community for 125 years, with offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs scoreless as we enter the 5th inning. Well, the Golden Bear offense was like a boulder rolling down the hill last week, but it's been Owen Dannon building a brick wall in front of the Golden Bear offense as he has been just about perfect here for 4 innings. No runs on 2 hits for the Golden Bears so far tonight. As Dannon has been in control, he has struck out 5 Bishop Garrigan hitters. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Jacob Lear, Ben Traynor, Colin Casey for Bishop Garrigan. As Lear tries to snap out of an 0-for-16 stretch, and he'll take strike 1 over the low outside corner of the plate. Dannon has consistently been strike 1, strike 2 so far tonight as the lefty kicks and fires. That is down in the dirt, and actually that one hit Lear. That one must have got his foot that time, so Jacob Lear will head to first base, and Bishop Garrigan will now have the leadoff man on in the 5th. That is something that Bishop Garrigan has not done yet tonight, to put the leadoff runner on base. So Ben Traynor coming up. It'll be Lear at first base. No outs, no score here between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. Traynor flew out to center field his first time up, 0 for 1. Third base playing shallow, it's Birding, possibly thinking about a bunt. Traynor not showing any bunt as the pitch is up and away for ball 1. Central Springs had the 5-game losing streak before beating St. Ansgar 11-0 yesterday. They're trying to string another win here, but Bishop Garrigan with the pitching to match. Now Trainer showing bunt, gets it down first base side, and it's a beauty. It's picked up by the catcher Mavers, throws onto first base, and it's in time to get Trainer. But Jacob Lear easily advances to second. Boy, Trainer had a textbook bunt that time, and the bunting is sometimes seen as a lost art, but he deadened the ball, perfectly rolled it up the first base line about 15 feet, and that was picked up by Mavers, made a nice throw to first base, avoiding Trainer getting in his way and in his vision. But the sacrifice is complete. Lear is at second base, and Bishop Garrigan will have 2 cracks to get him in with Colin Casey hitting, as well as possibly Hollis Bodie. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Casey 0 for 1 off a strikeout as he falls behind here 0-1. Lear is standing at second base for the Golden Bears. Glimpse towards second base and the 0-1 pitch. And there's a big cut and a miss by Casey, and he's down in the count 0-2. Like we said, Casey struck out his first time up. Not for a lack of trying, as he's had a couple pretty healthy hacks so far in tonight's game. The senior back into the box. 0-2 pitch. A called strike 3. Casey lets that one go by just below the letters, and that is strikeout number 6 on the night for Dannon. Well, when you're as tall as Colin Casey is, you've got to swing at that pitch of 2 strikes. And now there will be 2 outs. Lear at second base, and it'll be up to Hollis Bodie to try to keep the train rolling. As Bodie takes a fastball up and away for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Bishop Garrigan's dugout trying to get some energy going in the background. 1-0 from Dannon. Bodie with a half swing there as he fouls it behind the screen. 1-1 the count. Bishop Garrigan hitters tonight. They've struck out 6 times. Central Springs not a team that strikes out a ton of batters, but Dannon doing it fairly consistently tonight as it's upstairs for a ball, 2-1 to Bodie. Central Springs, in fact, is the only pitching staff in the top of Iowa East, averaging under 9 Ks per 9 innings, but they rarely walk batters, just 5.2 per 9, and that's one of the best marks in the top of Iowa East, as Bodie is backed off the plate here, and the count goes to 3-1. So Hollis Bodie ahead in the count. We'll try to pick one out here against Dannon. 3-1 pitch. High pop-up, first base side. Mavers will give it a look as he runs to the screen, but that one will drop harmlessly beyond the fence, and the count goes full to the Bishop Garrigan shortstop. Lear on second base. No score, Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. High school baseball here on Hometown Radio KLGA. Dannon trying to keep it scoreless. The lefty's ready. And he delivers, and Bodie lines that one to left center field. That one's down for a base hit. Lear is getting waved around. The ball's bobbled and left by Christensen, and Lear will score easily. Hollis Bodie an RBI single, and Bishop Garrigan snatches a 1-0 lead. Well, you thought it might never happen, but Bishop Garrigan got the leadoff runner on base with a hit by pitch. And how many times do you see that? A free pass, whether it's by way of the walk or by way of the hit by pitch, comes back to bite the pitcher, and that is the case for Dannon. So Bishop Garrigan will have the first lead of the night, 1-0 as we adjust it here on the scoreboard. And Justin Bauer will hit. First pitch swinging, foul pop, third base side as that one goes out of play. Well, Bauer was 5 for 10 at the plate in the 4 games last week for Bishop Garrigan, but he's been cold tonight, 0 for 2 with a couple swing strikeouts. Bodie with a pretty big lead at first base, and he'll take off on first motion. Bauer swings and pops it up third base side, foul territory. Birding coming in, and he'll make the catch on the grass for out number 3 as Bauer is retired. But not before Bishop Garrigan grabs the first lead of the night. Hollis Bodie RBI single of 2 outs scores Jacob Lear as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Bishop Garrigan on Hometown Radio KLGA.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact New Way K&H Cooperative, your certified Cenex distributor, at 1-800-445-4118.
With today's technology, there's no reason to wait by the mailbox for bank statements. Just sign up for internet banking and e-statements. This is Sherry at Security State Bank. E-statements reduce the risks of mail fraud and identity theft. Internet banking allows you to check your balances, see checks and deposits that have cleared, transfer funds between accounts, make payments, and say goodbye to paper filing and shredding. Internet banking and e-statements from Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the fifth inning as Bishop Garrigan has broken through for the first run of the night. Golden Bears leading it over Central Springs 1-0 on Hometown Radio KLGA. And Drew Fogarty will get back to work for the Golden Bears. He'll face hitters number 8, 9, and 1. Austin Shimmick, the designated hitter, batting first as he flew out to center field, and he'll roll the first pitch towards second base. Bauer charges, scoops it up, sidearms it over the first base, and a one-pitch, one-out start to this fifth for Bishop Garrigan. Well, with that ground out to second now being in the books, if you look at it, the number 3 and 4 hitters for Central Springs tonight, Brock Mavers and Drew Kelly, are a combined 4-for-4. The rest of the lineup, 0 for 11, and that is including that ground out to second. So again, Mavers and Kelly, 4-for-4. And then if you look at hitters number 1 and 2, as well as 5 through 9, they have not yet produced a hit against Fogarty. And that is a called strike to Carson Grady, 0 for 1 so far tonight with a strikeout swinging. After Grady, it's back to the top of the order of Cole Christensen as Fogarty bounces one in the dirt, and the count goes even at 1-1. Well, a lot of Fogarty's misses tonight have been in the dirt, and you really don't mind that if you're Bishop Garrigan. Again, you tell pitchers if they're going to miss, usually you're going to want to miss down. Pitches that miss high sometimes get hammered out of the ballpark. You can't really do a whole lot of pitches in the dirt as that one is fouled back over the screen, and it'll be a 1-ball, 2-strike count here on Grady. Fogarty has allowed 4 base hits tonight. He has stranded 4 runners on base. As the righty winds and fires. And a swing and a miss. Ball goes all the way to the backstop, though, as Grady's racing down to first. And he'll get there easily. So that is a strikeout. However, on the dropped third, that'll be a runner on first base. And that was another low pitch. Might have been in the dirt that time, but squirted past high and went to the backstop.
Cole Christensen.
So runner on first base for Central Springs, and again, we'll see if that ends up being a free pass run or if Fogarty's able to strand another runner on base. Grady, a healthy lead at first, pickoff over there, and he's back at a head-first dive. Well, we'll take a look here at Central Springs' base-stealing numbers so far this season. As the next pitch is a strike. Fogarty gets ahead here, 0-1. Central Springs this year, they've stolen 30 bases in 39 attempts. Grady himself 1 for 1 as he's got a healthy lead at first base again. That pitch will miss out of the zone and the count even up at 1-1. But fairly aggressive lead. Fogarty trying to lock in on the batter while keeping Grady honest at first. Slide steps and delivers as there's a swing and a miss by Christensen, and Fogarty works ahead in the count 1-2. Christensen is 0 for 2 so far tonight. Strikeout and a ground out to third. Lear is in on the grass at third base, creeping in. Pick off to first base, but Grady bagging at the dive. Fogarty's fairly quick to the plate as well as he sets and delivers. Went breaking ball down and away, and it's speared by Hine as the count goes to 2-2. Christensen not offering at that pitch. So far, Grady at first base. He's taken a pretty big lead, but no inclination to take off as Fogarty tries another pickoff move, but Grady back in there for dive. Fogarty's gone for a couple quick pickoffs. Next pitch, breaking ball rolled foul third base side, and we'll do it again if a 2-2 count. And by quick pickoffs, I mean Fogarty's gotten the ball back from Hine. He's come set very quickly and then snaps the throw over to first base to see if Grady maybe is still taking that lead and gets caught off balance. But Grady's gotten back each time. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Fogarty goes up the ladder on the 2-2 pitch to Christensen and gets the fastball by him. So Fogarty back-to-back strikeouts. Again, the runner at first base, Grady, got there because of a dropped third strike. And now Birding will be the hitter. 0 for 2 as we have 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Bishop Garrigan. Runners moving. Pitch is taken for ball 1. Throw to second by Hine. The tag. It's in time for an out. Birding went into the head-first slide, but he could not get in underneath the tag. Garrett Hine cuts down the runner at second base, and Bishop Garrigan is out of the fifth. We'll head to the sixth. It is 1-0 in favor of Bishop Garrigan on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
More Sports Club members bringing you this broadcast.
Jensen Chiropractic, care for the whole family.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Erpelding Excavating, let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Farm Bureau Financial Services, coverage and protection for what matters most. Visit with local agents David Weiss, Jason Brace, Daniel Folk, and Michael Toll.
Sudol Tax and Accounting, full-service tax and accounting services from the professionals at Sudol Tax and Accounting. Call 395-1040. They see beyond the numbers.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets from their location at Highway 18 East. They now have an indoor unit to serve equine, cattle, sheep, and goats. Also on-site boarding for cats and dogs.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, helping families celebrate a life lived.
All members of the Sports Club bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
We will head to the 6th inning. Yes, you heard that right. Inning number 6, as this game is flying by between Bishop Garrigan and Central Springs. It's the Golden Bears 1, it's the Panthers nothing, and that is due in part not only to the great pitching of Drew Fogarty, but also to a base runner thrown out at second by Garrett Hying, as Grady tried to steal second base, but Hying threw him out to end the 5th inning. And that is Hying's 7th caught stealing of the season. That is the leading mark among top of Iowa West catchers. So Garrett Hying continues to be a menace to opposing base stealers. This inning, it'll be Berkey, Fogarty, Hying at the plate for the Golden Bears. Berkey 1 for 2 so far tonight, as Dannon tries to keep it a 1-run game. Owen Dannon over the plate. Berkey taking for a called strike 1. Bishop Garrigan got a 2-out RBI single from Hollis Bodie in the 5th. That is the only run tonight from either side. Next pitch is down in the dirt, and count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike to Berkey. Bishop Garrigan in a very tightly bunched top of Iowa West. Obviously, this game won't count towards the conference standing from that standpoint, but they'll try to creep above 500 with the overall record, as it's popped high in the sky by Berkey. First base dugout, and it will drop in front of the dugout. No one could get there. Grady and Mavers, the first baseman and catcher, tried to make the long run to get to the ball, but couldn't quite make it. Again, the foul territory here is a little bit larger than what you'll see at an average field. It's very large behind home plate, but even down the baselines, there is quite a bit of room, so balls can tend to stay in fair territory, or in playable territory, I should say, as that one did, but it's a very long run for the fielders. Berkey pokes that one into the right field, high in the air. Fingelson backs up a couple of steps, positions underneath it, and puts it away for out number 1 of the inning, as Berkey is retired on a flyout. So that'll bring Drew Fogarty up to the plate. A line out to left field and a walk so far tonight.
Number 11, Drew Fogarty.
Fogarty, now 11 walks so far this season. Good for second in the top of Iowa West with that one he added earlier tonight. Wind up, and the first pitch to Fogarty. And that one is a little bit up and away for ball 1. Well, Fogarty so far tonight has gotten more free passes as a batter than he's given out on the mound as a pitcher. He's walked 0 batters tonight, but he's walked once himself as he fouls it back to the screen. And Fogarty will face a 1-1 count here against Dannon. Not to be outdone, though, Dannon has walked just 1 Golden Bear tonight. He has also hit 1 batter with a pitch. Dannon kicks and fires. And there's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Mathers as Fogarty's down here 1-2. Well, that hit by pitch was a big one, though, as Lear was hit by a pitch to start the 5th inning, and he ended up scoring for the lone run of this ball game. Fogarty taking, and that is a ball, 2-2 count as he lays off that high fastball. Fogarty takes a brief look at the third base coach, Brian Patterson. The next offering, and a swing and a foul tip for strike 3. Fogarty is gone off the K, and 2 outs now, and Garrett Hying set to hit. Hying 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded out to second base.
Now by number 6, Garrett Hying.
Hying entered tonight's game 8 of his last 14 at the plate. That all came last week, as last week Hying had 3 doubles and 7 RBI in those 4 games. Again, 1 base hit so far tonight for the Bishop Garrigan catcher. And he'll take that first pitch eye level for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Well, Hying will try to pass the baton to Drew Lappy, who's on deck for Bishop Garrigan. 1-0 to Hying. Dannon's pitch. And that one is downstairs, so he went upstairs once, downstairs once, but Hine laying off of both of them as he's now in a hitter's count 2-0. Wind has calmed down. We had some wind out to left field to start the game, but everything's still right now as Hine takes a strike, 2-1. Garrett Hine entered tonight's game, one of the Golden Bear hitters, over 300 on the season with a 319 mark as he'll ground that one through the middle, and it hops on through into center field for a base hit. That's Hine's second knock of the night as he hits a 5-bouncer into center field for a base hit. That one hopping multiple times, but placed perfectly in between second and shortstop. So Drew Lappy will get an opportunity with 2 outs. Lappy, a strikeout looking, a fly out to center field. And Hine at first base. So Dannon went 9 up, 9 down to start off his first time through the Bishop Garrigan batting order, but since that time he's seen at least 1 base runner in each of the last 3 innings, of course including this one as Lappy takes ball 1. That's not surprising necessarily. Again, second time through the batting order, you get a little bit better of a sense of what the pitcher can bring to the table. Bishop Garrigan now on their 3rd trip through the order as the pitch is outside and it's 2-0 to Lappy. Bishop Garrigan in their 2nd trip through the batting order. Recorded 3 hits. Lappy swinging at the 2-0 pitch and fouling it back to the screen. Had a good healthy cut that time, and he's ahead in the count here, 2-1. 1-0 Bishop Garrigan as we play in the top of the 6th here on Hometown Radio. Hine on first base. And that is a called strike over the low inside corner. Lappy doesn't like it, but that'll even up the count at 2-2. Well, I'll give the Bishop Garrigan base runners credit here. The dugout has been encouraging them to get a big lead at first base against a left-hander Dannon, and they've been doing it. There's a roller, third base side, slowly hit, scooped up by Birding. He'll fire it across the diamond, and he beats Lappy by 1 step for out number 3 of the inning. So Bishop Garrigan gets 1 base hit in the 6th, but that is all as they do not add any runs to their total. We'll go to the bottom half of the inning. Golden Bears 1, Panthers 0 here on the Hometown Radio KLGA live stream and also on the Algona Radio YouTube.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Bottom of the 6th inning as Central Springs trails Bishop Garrigan by a score of 1-0. Tyler Lance with you here on Hometown Radio KLGA. As the story tonight has been Drew Fogarty. He has scattered 4 hits, but he has kept Central Springs off the scoreboard so far in tonight's game. And he will face the middle of the batting order, hitters number 2, 3, and 4, Chase Birding, that is, Brock Mavers, and Drew Kelly. Well, Mavers and Kelly are a combined 4 for 4. We'll see if Birding can set the table for them to start off this inning. Birding popped out to third base, grounded out to third as well. Swings at the first pitch and hits that one hard to center field and deep. Racing back is Berkey, and it's over his head. That one will roll to the fence. Heading into second base is Birding. He'll take the turn and he'll try for 3. The throw to the cutoff man Bodie, and he won't make that relay to third base. Birding slides in there safely with a leadoff triple. He attacked that first pitch against Drew Fogarty and drove it to dead center field.
Chase Birding with the triple to get things going.
And Central Springs will have a great scoring opportunity. Brock Mavers and Drew Kelly, who are a combined 4 for 4, will try to drive in Birding from third. Mavers of 2 singles so far tonight. And now Bishop Garrigan will call time here and have a visit at the mound. Well, we'll see how Bishop Garrigan aligns themselves defensively. You'd have to think they'll try to play the infield in here late in the game and try to cut down the tying run at home plate. Again, Birding, the first non-Mavers, non-Kelly base hit. If you look at the lineup here tonight, 0 for 2 for Birding. Prior to that hit, Christensen had been 0 for 3, so that's 0 for 5. You've got Crum 0 for 2, Molstead 0 for 2, Shimmick 0 for 2, and Grady 0 for 2. That had been the lineup outside of Mavers and Kelly prior to that base hit, but Central Springs gets the jump of energy they need here to start the sixth. As the conference will end with Fogarty, Hine will linger for an extra moment and have a couple words with his pitcher, and Fogarty will wave him back to home plate saying, "I've got this, get back behind the dish." So Bishop Garrigan will play the infield shallow here. They will definitely try to cut off the run at home plate here on an infield ground out. Mavers, the right-handed hitter, digs in. Fogarty's motion and the pitch. Oh, and he went breaking ball in the first offering as Mavers chased it in the dirt. 0-1 the count. Fogarty has struck out 6 batters so far tonight, and he would love a K in this situation. There's a slow roller third base side, but that one will be foul, and Fogarty gets ahead in the count 0-2. So now some real estate to work with against Mavers. 0-2 count. Runner at third base with nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. Fogarty looks to third base, working out of the stretch. High kick and the pitch. Ground ball through the middle of the infield into center for a base hit. And we are tied at 1. Brock Mavers on an 0-2 pitch. Hits a slow bouncer back through the middle. But again, infield pulled in. Fogarty tried to barehand it, but he couldn't reach it. And we have a brand new ball game, 1-1. How about Mavers with a 3 for 3 night against Drew Fogarty, as that is Central Springs' 6th hit of the ball game. Drew Kelly will bat. He's 2 for 2. He is squaring around, showing bunt. Lear coming in, pick off to first base. But back in there for a dive at first is Mavers. Well, when Fogarty made that pickoff motion, Mavers, Kelly that is, did pull the bunt back. We'll see if he squares around again here. Fogarty pick off to first base again. And Mavers back into a dive. Again, it's Kelly right here. Fingelson on deck. Kelly 2 for 2. Not bunting, and he rips that one to left field. That one headed towards the line. It's a dive, and unable to make the catch is Trainer. That one will roll all the way to the fence. Burning into third base is Mavers. He's being waved around. He's heading to the plate, and he'll score. Into third base with a triple is Drew Kelly. And just like that, Central Springs has a 2-1 lead. Oh, that was an all-or-nothing play in left field by Ben Trainer. Tried to dive for it. It got by him, and once it got past him, that was going to be an easy run for Central Springs. Boy, dead sprint towards the line that time, and Trainer just could not get a glove on it to knock it down. Second triple of the inning, and Central Springs far from finished. 3 base hits in a row to start the 6th after they had 4 total in the first 5 innings. Fingelson will bat, a fielder's choice as well as a sacrifice bunt, as he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. And again, Central Springs just entering the 3rd trip through the batting order. First 2 trips, not much to say about Fogarty, but this time they've attacked. Another ground ball through the middle, and that one squirts through into center for a base hit. Here comes Kelly as he will score. Max Fingelson, a seeing eye single to center, and Central Springs has made it 3-1. Well, Bishop Garrigan, again, they've pulled the infield in this inning, trying to cut off the run at home plate, but Central Springs has hit 2 singles to center field that possibly could have been outs if the infield had been at normal depth, but, I mean, you can't argue for the decision to pull in the infield. You're trying to get that run at the plate this late in the game, but that's the risky run. Just a ground ball through the middle like that in the middle infield, there's just not enough time to get to it. So now runner at first base, still nobody out, as Carter Crum is behind in the count here after a strike from Fogarty. Fingelson, a dive back into first base as Fogarty tried to pick him off, but he's in there safely. 3-1 Central Springs. They've scored 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner trying to steal, and that's a fly ball towards right field. It's going to be a long run for Casey. He'll make the catch racing towards the line. Throw back to first base, and a stretch by Lappy. He picks it. Was it in time? Out at first base. A double play by Bishop Garrigan. Well, it looked like Fingelson might have overrun the bag a little bit there at first base, and that might have been why it was out. Carter Crum flies into a double play. And not much he could have done there if you were Fingelson. He was trying to steal on the pitch, and that fly ball was hit to right field as he had to slam on the brakes, race back to first, and Colin Casey got the one-hop throw. I'll tell you what, Drew Lappy over at first base has been working on his flexibility. He has had to make some big stretches a couple of times so far tonight, as that will be all for Drew Fogarty. So Bishop Garrigan gets the double play, that is. Central Springs leads it 3-1, as we have 2 outs, and we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll take a timeout right now, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher next on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
With over a decade of experience, Jake Ingalls Electric is here to handle any electrical job you could possibly have. From anything agricultural related to complex commercial wiring to something simple like installing a new outlet in your home, Jake Ingalls Electric does it all. Have your wiring done right and call Jake at 515-320-4286. Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
Pitching change here on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. It is going to be Hollis Bodie for Bishop Garrigan as the night is over for Drew Fogarty. Well, he pitched 5 brilliant innings, but things came apart here in the 6th as Central Springs had 4 hits in a row to start the inning. They put 3 runs on the scoreboard, and they take a 3-1 advantage. Well, Bodie so far this season, a 2-0 record. He has pitched in 6 games, 1 start. He's pitched 12 and a third innings, has an earned run average of 114. Bodie has struck out 7 batters. He's walked 9, and opposing hitters are hitting .209 against him. Now, Bodie had an interesting week last week, got the start at Principal Park. Bishop Garrigan faced Clarion Goldfield Dows at Principal Park, home of the I-Cubs, AAA affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, and Bodie did pick up the win in that game, pitching against Clarion Goldfield Dows. That was a nice victory for Bishop Garrigan, 12-1. Part of the huge week, again, like we've referenced multiple times, the Golden Bears had last week. But that was a start for Bodie, and now he'll pitch in relief, facing Zach Molstead. As after the double play, bases are empty. Bodie winds and fires as he's upstairs on the fastball for ball 1. Again, double play for all that excitement. It was Colin Casey making a running catch in right field, and then he doubled off Fingelson, who had been trying to steal on the pitch and could not get back to first base. And again, might have been able to get there in time, but it looked like he overran the bag. Not entirely sure what the exact interpretation of the call was, but in any case, it was a double play, as there's a foul back by Molstad, and the count now 2-1 here from Bodie. Defensively for Bishop Garrigan, Fogarty has taken over at shortstop, so that's a pretty clean switch between Bodie and Fogarty. Bodie's in the zone at the letters with that pitch to even it up at 2-2 to Molstad. 2 outs, 3-1 Central Springs here in the 6th. Bodie kicks and fires. Way upstairs over the head of Molstad, and the count runs full at 3-2. Well, Shimmick's on deck. Grady in the hole. 2 outs. 3-1 Central Springs, as they've hit a couple triples this inning. There's a roller towards first base. It takes a bad hop on Lappy, and it heads into right field for a base hit. Lappy had to run over and try to get that one on the backhand, but that took a high hop right over his glove just as he put it down to try to field it. The grass on this field is very high, and Lappy tried to field that right on the edge of the grass, and it took that pronounced hop right off the edge. So base hit for Central Springs, their 5th knock of the inning, and Molstad will be on first base. Shimmick's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Fly out to left, ground out to second base. Both against Fogarty. Bodie sets. Hands held at the letters as he is up and away on that fastball for a ball. 1-0 the count. Well, we'll take a look at the Bishop Garrigan batting order as they'll have one more opportunity to try to answer. Jacob Lear, Ben Traynor, Colin Casey the next half inning, as that one is flared towards shallow right field. That one is trouble. That'll drop in for a base hit. Casey gets to it quickly. He'll try to throw all the way to third base, and Lear runs into the base runner, and the throw gets away. Here comes Fingelson, and he will score. It's 4-1 Central Springs on a disastrous play for Bishop Garrigan. Shimmick with the bloop single, and check that was Molstead scoring, but Molstead came all the way from first base. He was trying to go first to third on the single, and the throw to third base was actually pretty well on target, but Learer had to try to navigate Molstead's body getting in his way, and he could not do it. They bumped a little bit, and Central Springs takes a 4-1 lead. And again, the base runner can have the base paths. Learer would have been better served there trying to move off the bag, but 4-1 is now the Central Springs advantage. So bad break there for the Golden Bears, but Shimmick drives in a run of his first hit of the night, and Carson Grady takes strike 1. So Golden Bears will have their work cut out in the 7th inning now. Again, they will have to get 3 runs here. They led 1-0 after the 5th inning, but Central Springs has come alive here in the 6th with 6 base hits against Hollis Bodie and Drew Fogarty. Bodie kicks and delivers. High pop-up out of play, first base side, as Lappy gave it a look. Well, Grady has struck out twice tonight. Did reach back in the 5th on a dropped third strike, but was later caught stealing. Has not been a good night for base stealers. Base stealers are 0 for 2 tonight. Both teams have 1 caught stealing. Pop foul, first base side once again. 1-2 count here on Grady. Cole Christensen's due up next for Central Springs, leading Bishop Garrigan 4-1. Central Springs looking for their 2nd win in a row after last night's W over St. Ansgar. As Bodie looks towards second base, Bauer holds the runner, and the pitch is upstairs, 2-2 the count. Shimmick on second base. Grady batting, 2-2 count, 2 outs in the 6th inning. Bodie's pitch. Breaking ball just a little bit inside as Grady displaying a good eye here at the plate. Runs the count full at 3-2. Well, payoff pitch coming up. First base is open. Bodie's pitch. And there's a fly ball towards shallow center field. Berkey on the dead run. He comes in and he makes the catch for out number 3. Carson Grady is retired, and Central Springs is done in the 6th. But damage done. Central Springs sends 8 batters to the plate, and they bang out 4 runs as they take a 4-1 lead. We will head to the 7th. Last chance time for Bishop Garrigan coming up next on Hometown Radio KLGA.
For Sports Club members, bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Rental Zone, Highway 18 East in Algona. The tool and equipment rental specialist. Phone 395-RENT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio at 1400 East Commercial in Algona or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving yummy donuts, rolls, and great coffee. Located at 502 South Phillip Street.
Signworks for all your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Farm and Home Services. Check their mini listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Pizza Ranch. Eat in or delivery. Catering also available.
TAFE Wellness Center. Dr. Shane TAFE. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Located at 105 South Phillip Street in Algona.
All sponsors of this broadcast.
And we go to inning number 7 on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Last chance time for Bishop Garrigan. It's Jacob Lear, Ben Traynor, Colin Casey for the Golden Bears. As Lear has flied out to left field. He's also been hit by a pitch so far tonight. And he will face Owen Dannon. Dannon has pitched 6 great innings for Central Springs tonight. Only blemish was the 5th as Lear takes strike 1. In that 5th inning, Dannon hit Lear with a pitch to start the inning. Lear was sacrificed to second base by Benji Traynor. And then Hollis Bodie had the RBI single, but that has been erased as Lear swings and misses for a strike, 1 and 2. Central Springs banged out 6 hits in the 6th inning. They pushed 4 runs across the plate as Drew Fogarty was figured out, trip number 3 through the batting order. Pitch is down and away to Jacob Lear as he lays off. Count goes to 1 and 2. Everyone standing up in the Bishop Garrigan dugout, first base side. Dannon will have his 1-2 pitch fouled back to the screen. Lear is staying alive. Dannon tried to elevate on that one, but you've got to get it way up to Jacob Lear, and he was able to get a piece of it. Bishop Garrigan tonight has only managed 4 hits, as there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Lear is gone swinging, and Bishop Garrigan now down to their final 2 outs, as it'll be Ben Traynor batting. Fly out to center field, and that sacrifice bunt back in the 5th. 4-1 Central Springs, high school baseball here on KLGA Algona. As we approach 9 o'clock, game has moved fairly quickly here tonight, as it was a pitching duel for much of it, but Central Springs again 4 runs in the 6th inning. Traynor first pitched hacking, and he fouls it straight back to the screen for strike 1. 0-1 count on Traynor. Colin Casey due up next. Possibly Hollis Bodie if Bishop Garrigan can manage a base runner. Dannon cruising, 0-1 pitch. Fouled right back to the screen again. Almost the identical pitch and identical spot on the foul ball for Trainer as he's behind 0-2. Dannon's ready. Here comes the 0-2 offering. A swing and a foul back. Dannon went a little bit higher on that one as the Trainer had to go a little bit up the ladder, but was able to get a piece and foul it back to the screen. So we'll do it once again if an 0-2 count. Again, the last thing you want if you're Bishop Garrigan here would be a called strike 3. Anything close, you're getting after it. 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Trainer checked his swing, but the pitch drifted off the plate. 1-2 count. It does look like we're going to see a pinch hitter for Colin Casey coming up next, trying to catch that jersey number for Bishop Garrigan. That appears to be Carter Schwab in the on-deck circle as the pitch is up and away to Trainer, and the count will go even here at 2-2. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up next. Dannon and Trainer having a nice little battle here in the top of the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Bishop Garrigan to start off this half inning, and it's last chance time for the Golden Bears. Carter Schwab will get his first at-bat of the season. He's appeared in games, but only as a pinch runner so far, as Schwab is a left-handed batter. Just finished up his 8th grade year for the Golden Bears. So left-on-left matchup. Schwab pinch hitting for Casey, who wraps up his night 0-2. Schwab, first pitch swinging, ground ball to third base, gloved by Birding, fires across the diamond. It's low, but it's dug out by Grady at first base, and the ball game is over. Bishop Garrigan, a heartbreaking defeat here tonight, 4-1 against Central Springs. The 4-run 6th inning was the backbreaker as Bishop Garrigan drops to 8-9, and Central Springs improves their record to 6-7. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll come back to the post-game show and the final stats of tonight's game coming up next on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, collision specialists, a total commitment to excellence.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Hy-Vee, use the fuel saver, fill your cart, fuel your car.
Algona Livestock Auction, Highway 169 North, sale every Monday.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farmers State Bank, proud to be part of our community for 125 years, with offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Chemco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio. High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
Catholic Charities, offering professional counseling services to families and individuals of all faiths. Learn more at cathchar.com.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Grassmasters, get tips and advice from their lawn care professionals. Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
American Glass, for all your glass needs. Think American.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, serving Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional care, and physical therapy services.
Dr. Bill Stroman, giving you something to smile about.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
And we are back here to wrap it up from Central Springs High School. Tyler Lance with you here on KLGA Algona. As tonight it is a heartbreaker for the Golden Bears. They lose 4-1 against Central Springs. We'll take a look at the final numbers for tonight, and we'll try to give a quick recap of the game as well, as Bishop Garrigan drops to 8-9, while Central Springs wins their second in a row. They are now 6-7. Pitching-wise, it was Drew Fogarty for Bishop Garrigan getting the start, and boy, he was dynamite to begin this game. 5 scoreless innings to start off, but the wheels came off in inning number 6 as Central Springs was able to score all 4 of their runs in the 6th inning, combining there against Fogarty and Hollis Bodie. Central Springs got 6 out of their 8 hits in inning number 6. As you look at the final numbers here for Drew Fogarty, looks like this: 5 2/3 innings pitched, as Fogarty gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned by my unofficial scorekeeping. Fogarty did not walk any batters, and he did strike out 6. Hollis Bodie came in for the final out of the 6th inning as he pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits as 1 inherited runner scored off of Bodie, did not strike out or walk any batters. So that was what the pitching numbers looked like tonight for Bishop Garrigan. As we take a look here at Central Springs pitching numbers, it was Owen Dannon going the distance. Dannon has had a great season so far for Central Springs, and he added to it here tonight. Dannon pitches 7 innings in this ball game, as he only gives up 4 hits, 1 run. Dannon walked 1 batter, he hit 1 batter for pitch, and he struck out 9 Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. Dannon had the 197 earned run average coming into tonight's game, and you could see why based on this outing. The lefty was very much in control of his outing. He went for the Bishop Garrigan lineup first time through the order, 9 batters out in a row. In fact, the first 10 batters of the game for Bishop Garrigan did not record a base hit. Dannon had 5 of his 9 strikeouts first time through the Bishop Garrigan batting order. Now, second time through the order, third time through the order, Bishop Garrigan definitely started having better at-bats, but they were only able to push across 1 run. That came in the 5th inning as Jacob Lear got things started with a hit by pitch. Ben Traynor sacrificed him to second base, and then Hollis Bodie had the RBI single. That was the lone run of the night for Bishop Garrigan. But, you talk about going for the order a third time, and before we get to that here, Bishop Garrigan, again, 4 hits tonight, a lot of those later in the ball game. The hitting numbers tonight: Cal Berkey, 1 of 3, Garrett Hine, 2 for 3, Hollis Bodie, 1 for 2 for the RBI, and that was really about it for the Golden Bears. Again, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, not a whole lot of base runners tonight. On the Central Springs side of things, they had a very, very nice night in the middle of the batting order. Brock Mavers and Drew Kelly, both 3 for 3 tonight. Outstanding night for those two, the number 3 and 4 hitters. Also for Central Springs, Chase Birding 1 for 3, Zach Molstead 1 for 3, and Austin Shimmick 1 for 3 in the ball game. Now the 6th inning, again, that was when things just really crumbled apart for Bishop Garrigan. Central Springs was heading into the batting order the 3rd time against Fogarty. He cruised through the first 2 times pretty easily. Again, had a couple base runners here and there, but was able to work out of it. But that 3rd time through the order, it was Chase Birding hitting that leadoff triple, and you could just hear the Central Springs dugout. They got a lot of energy behind them. Their ears kind of perked up. They got into the game once that leadoff triple happened, and it was 4 straight base hits to start that 6th inning. And that was how Central Springs scored their runs. And that was how they put Bishop Garrigan away here tonight by a final score of 4-1. But something we referenced earlier, Bishop Garrigan had such a good offensive week last week, and you just wondered, after not having played a game since Thursday, would the offense carry over to tonight? And the answer to that question was no. And part of it was you're just facing a very good pitching team here in tonight's game. And, maybe you feel a little bit of rust. You faced West Bend Mallard on Thursday, scored 19 runs, and then just did not play another live game here until today. But that's baseball. You can score 19 runs one night. You can score 1 run in your next game, and that is just the way it goes sometimes. But credit goes to Owen Dannon with a complete game tonight as he picks up his 2nd victory of the season, and he really had the Golden Bear offense stymied in tonight's game. But that's another thing about baseball. You feel like you had the game won. Bishop Garrigan had the lead heading into the 6th inning, but sometimes games slip away from you like that. You've got to be able to flush from your system as quickly as possible. And Golden Bears will try to do that as they have a couple more games coming up later on this week. Programming-wise, we'll have another Bishop Garrigan game for you on Thursday night, as it'll be Bishop Garrigan against Pocahontas area baseball. Golden Bears back at home for that one. We'll have the video stream for you, and of course the coverage on KLGA 92.7 FM. In the meantime, tomorrow night you can catch some Algona baseball, as the Bulldogs will be at Clarion Goldfield Dow's, of course, weather permitting. Algona will have that game taking place tomorrow night at 7:30. So that is the baseball action we have for you coming up later on this week. And that is it for tonight. We give a big thank you one more time to our sponsors for the video streaming of tonight's game, as those sponsors include Algona State Farm Insurance agent Billy Offerman. Also, Chemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona Municipal Utilities, where they're community-owned for a community benefit. And High Endeavors, proud supporter of Bishop Garrigan Athletics, video streaming sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Again, make sure you tune in for the rest of the week. Baseball and softball action coming up each and every night here Wednesday through Friday on Hometown Radio KLGA. This has been a Hometown Radio sports production. I'm Tyler Lance signing off as once again the final score in tonight's game, Central Springs 4, Bishop Garrigan 1.
Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for health.